And we are live. Live as live can be. Let me get some background music going here. Let's see, this was from last night. See if I can get that going. Yes. This was from last night. We did the award show last night, the Game Awards. So some of you may have seen that, where we got together and we made fun of all of the good stuff that was going on during the award show. So, yeah, there it is on the Twitter. We are live on the Twitter. Look at that. Let's do that. So, yes, good evening, everybody. It's been a heck of a week. One of the things I was hoping to do was be a little bit more prepared than I am right now, but that's okay. I think I can do this. Let's see here. We're going to talk about Luigi. Not the Mario and Luigi, but Luigi Mangione. Let me see here. No, it's not share a screen. What is it? Cancel that out. Trying to add something on here. There we go. That's what I needed. Did a field trip with the boys today, so things are a little awkward. Oh, look at that. There we go. So let's make this a little bigger there. Yes, there's the Luigi we're talking about. And
Welcome to After Dark.
Oops, not that one. Look at that. This one sounds more appropriate right now. There we go. A little comedy bears happening in the background. Bob won't be joining us. He's taking care of some things, but he will be joining us on Sunday. So have a better weekend, Bob, and I hope things are better for you. Usually he gives us the weekly roundup of what's going on, but we're going to take a look at some of these headlines that they got available for Luigi. Of course, he was charged with the murder, but then the donations started pouring in, so that's the thing that was pretty curious about. Why is that backwards? Just a moment. Video settings, and there we go. Like I said, comedy bears. So have you heard about this? Have you heard about this guy? Let me know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. So, do you know Luigi? Let us know. What do you think about this guy? They were able to capture him from this picture right here. This is where he was at the hostel. And I think this might have been some sort of function where he was at. But see if we can get another headline up for you. There's one specific one I'm looking for. Breaks the silence. It breaks the silence. No. That's not the one. Here we go. That's the one I was looking for. Luigi Mangione and the Danger of a Handsome Criminal. So, yeah, what are the dangers of a handsome criminal? There's like a whole fan club out there for him that's kind of going out there. A lot of hats were sold. Uh, specifically the Luigi hats for that. Mario and Luigi. So that's going on. Oh, I didn't really prepare for tonight's show, I guess. I thought there'd be more people here for this. But I thought it was crazy that this guy goes over and he shoots a guy in the back, and then people are raising money for his bail because they liked his abs. So it's just kind of crazy the way that happened. See if I can get another image up here for you. Let's see here. Nope, it's taking a little bit of a second to do this. Nope, that's the wrong one. Hey, Cole.
Hey,
How are you, sir?
pretty good.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm a little off my game this evening.
Uh,
We
yeah, got Louise.
oh yeah, nice to Luigi.
Yeah, famous Mario.
Yes. Looks like he doesn't have to jump bail because they're going to pay it for him.
Oh, they agree.
Traffic, traffic. Gotta love traffic.
I don't
That
even know what that was.
that sounded like the horn of a vehicle that wouldn't be legal in any modern country. Like the kind of thing people would be riding the back of, you know. So. But yeah, I think this right here, even though it's, let me make sure this is trimmed right. I was supposed to do this earlier, but I wound up playing Fallout. So my bad. Look at that. So yeah, I think people took a good look at these abs and decided, hey, I want to post this guy's bail. He couldn't be all that bad, you know. And they read his manifesto. Did you read his manifesto?
Not the full thing.
No, but you would agree probably with some of his big fans that he's got some good points.
uh, yeah, sure.
You know, the thinkers did a think on that, and they got to the point of talking about healthcare being bad and how healthcare's taking advantage of everybody and nobody can afford healthcare and everything else. And they kind of focused on the healthcare part of it simply because he shot the dude. I think at one point they finally all had to just state up right from the right there and then and state the fact that murder is bad. And no one agreed, or everyone agreed, that he shouldn't have shot the man in the back 4 times and
Really? Wow.
killed him. Yeah,
Damn.
because murder is bad. However you slice it, it is against the law. So
Mhm.
yeah, most people, don't, especially in New York, you usually get a citation or something,
Yeah.
and you would
Yeah.
think with his
I
family
mean,
and
if you
their
murder
background.
somebody with a car, though, then you can get away. That's the rule.
Yeah, yeah. Especially if you don't drive away, if you stick around and I'm not saying you gloat about it or anything, but if you don't drive away and then I think you're pretty okay for involuntary manslaughter kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they were mesmerized by this guy. And he was apparently he'd had some kind of back surgery. I don't know if it went right or if it went wrong, but it definitely cost too much. And that's where he took umbrage. And so he took it out on, I'm not even sure he was insured by United Healthcare. I don't think it mattered. Um, Earlier on, Blue Cross and Blue Shield decided they were only going to pay for anesthesia partially. If the surgery went longer than it should have, then they weren't going to pay, and that the rest of that would have to be out of pocket. Uh, but after this guy did his thing, they backtracked and rescinded that policy. So I think that's the wrong move because it shows that terrorism works. And you know, you can call it insurance being self-preservation, but I don't think so. I think that's just wrong. What do you think?
I mean, either way, it gets that idea out of it. Was going to anyway, whether Blue Cross did that or not. So I don't think it's going to make much of a difference.
Yeah, and what do you make of the idea that David, David, thank you. I happen to be streaming, buddy. We took him out to a musical for kids, like a children's theater almost. So it's just having good times today.
Yeah.
Oop, too light, too low. Where was I at? What was the question? Oh yeah, I remember the answer. The answer is best action adventure Astrobot.
Jesus. Don't remind me of that.
What was that about?
Well-
I think a lot of people nowadays are just afraid of making decisions, and I wonder why. So, when that show started, they had like a dozen guys just lined up in front of the stage, like a bunch of teenage girls were going to bum rush the Beatles in 1965. Right, they were there to hold back anybody and everybody from coming up to the stage, except for that one dude who stood up and they just took the camera off him. What was that guy's name?
God, I forgot. No, you're talking about.
It's hilarious. So, but no, it was a pretty good stream for what it was. It was like 5 hours long because we started early before their pre-show to go over the predictions, and then we hung out afterwards to laugh at them.
Yeah, I didn't think it would go on for 5 hours, but yeah.
Yeah, I think Rumble was only good for 4, and then they started trimming it. So the our first like 30 minutes is gone on the Rumble.
Oh, what a loss! Oh no. I feel so bad for everybody who uses Rumble. Wow.
Yeah, well, that's they serve us well, so we're a fan of them. They're a fan of the show, but who knows? Maybe not after this one.
God.
Oh my goodness, what was I gonna do? I was just gonna talk about Chuck Mangione here. Yeah, if you've got anything to say about it, you've got opinions about it out there, let us know in the comments, and we will do our best to address it. Because that was the hot topic for a moment, at least. I think I even did a song about it on the YouTube, so you can go there and watch the music video of it. Let's see. Oh, man. Let me see if I can share this real quick. So this is for Thursday. It's just kind of like for Thursday, December 12th. Wicked and Moana are still number 1 and 2. But Craven came in right there. Looks like it's going to be number 3 at $2 million.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's not very good.
I don't know, but I just Jesus.
If you're coming in and the 2 movies that you've got to take down have been there for like 16 days, 21 days, fresh off the boat, you ought to be able to knock them down a peg, at least one. And
especially when one of your competitors is Moana 2 of all things.
Yeah, a sequel that was meant to be a TV show. So, hey, congratulations on the trophy there, honey. Oh, I forget, made an achievement. She's waving me off because I got to do my show. Oh my goodness. The Lord of the Rings, the Battle of Rohirrim, or Rohypnol. Couldn't even beat Gladiator for number 3. And I think Interstellar's probably going to catch up to it.
Yeah, that was a film I was kind of optimistic to what they would do, and then I saw the trailer. I'm like, oh god.
Oh my goodness. Red One is still in 3,000 theaters? Interstellar's beating it with 165 theaters?
I didn't even realize they were re-releasing that, but yeah.
Me neither, and it was up there at number 3 a week ago.
It deserved over these films. So,
yeah.
Really unfortunate how options right now and pretty much all these films suck. You have some great films that are theaters, which, in fairness, is part of the production companies, I guess. Like, you have one of the Nora that released last month late and barely put it out in any theaters. Really unfortunate, but yeah. I guess out of the new releases here, so not counting Interstellar, I guess Gladiator 2 would probably be the best one if I had to pick. But yeah, not surprised that Wicked is still at the top.
I hadn't seen it, so I didn't realize it at the time that this is only part of the play that they produced for Broadway.
Oh yeah. I mean, I forgot, but I did see it at first that it was going to be part 1 and part 2, but then it's like they tried to hide it a bit.
Yeah, because I didn't know about it. I was completely unaware. When I saw Fandango's list of most anticipated movies of 2025, and Wicked 2 was there, I thought to myself, how did a movie that's not even in production get on the list? And turns out it was, because they didn't finish it. This probably went in production at the same time as, or inspired by, the likes of the Mission Impossible movie that was doing a part 1 and a part 2, and the Harry Potter finale, which was a part 1 and a part 2.
Yeah.
So, they just kind of committed to it already of splitting the movie up into 2 parts so they could do their 6-hour film or whatever. But Craven, no such luck. Craven, they didn't have the motivation behind it for reshoots. I don't think, like Marvel does. They're like, nah, it's as good as it's going to get.
Yeah.
So they just they put it out there. Now people are talking about how it's come up as a surprise. They've been advertising it. They act like there is no advertising for Craven, but it's there. It's there. People knew about it. People were excited about it. There was like a half dozen people on Twitter that were there taking pictures at the theater before they went in, super excited that it was going to happen. They were going to watch it. But
Mhm.
I did not. I meant to like save that tweet so that I could follow up on it to see what his reaction was coming out of the theater. Um, but apparently, word of mouth spreads fast. So that's why Craven the Hunter only did about 2 million. And rumors are abound that it was $100 million feature film. So I don't think they're going to break even on that. But with that, Sony decided before this even came out that they were going to move away from the villain centric movies. So Craven's the last of his kind, and that they are going to basically focus on the Tom Holland Spider Mans, the two OG Spider Men, Miles Morales as a Spider Man, and Nicolas Cage's Spider Noir. So they got plenty of films that they can do because there were. You can tell just by the way that they release films that there's all kinds of conditions for their
Mhm.
ownership of it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
like
mean,
the,
I'm a little disappointed just because I wanted to see how bad this could get. I wanted to see that Bad Bunny film. I wanted to see how they could possibly do a big event team up film after all these films and making them almost all of them basically like heroes. How they could possibly make that work with the Spider-Man fight and everything. Uh, it would have been fun to see, but
I love how
yeah,
they could never get the Sinister Six together. You know,
yeah, I
they
never could.
tried super
Pretty
hard.
funny, but uh, definitely should just stick to mostly animated films and stay out of live action for the most part. But yeah, for to all the people though at the time in like 2018 and 2019 who supported went to theaters to go see The Lion King 2019 and Venom and ridiculously called those terrible films good. I'm gonna say is this is basically your fault because you're the reason why they continued with this and why we got Madam Web and others. We've we could have got the Amazing Spider-Man 3, or instead of that, because of that, this is what we got. And now this canceled universe. So thank you, everybody.
Well, I think Sony made just a bunch of bad decisions because they had got into a contract with um, Marvel on how to make the movies. So and I think what's really interesting is that you see some of the like the Madam Web specifically, and some of the others that they featured in Madam Web kind of came after their purchase of the film rights for Spider-Man, and that kind of leads me to believe that uh, they not only have rights for the Spider-Man character, but every character related to Spider-Man since they made the purchase. So in perpetuity, if they continue to make these Spider-Man characters, they have the exclusive rights for the film. And the
Hmm.
other thing is that with the Spectacular Spider-Man animation coming out with Marvel on Disney Plus, it seems to me that they've got a an exclusivity on animations that are feature and length. So whatever it is, if it's animated or if it's on film, um, Disney can do all the shorts they want, but they can't do feature films. And the same thing goes with the other way around. They can't do the short stuff. So That's why I believe that you've got Disney doing those and Sony doing the others. But now that they have introduced all these characters, though, they don't have to do movies that do origin stories anymore. And that kind of makes sense now because they've done all the origin stories. They can now reintroduce the characters as complete villains in a new Spider-Man project. You've got at least three Spider-Men to choose from that people love and adore, and two of them are ready to earn a paycheck. Tom Holland is the only one who can be choosy about what he wants to do. Um, but I don't think they're afraid of recasting him. So, and instead they could go with Miles Morales and start that way. So I think it's a smart move for them to do that. Now, what they need to do is find some better writers and producers so that they make more of a quality film than they have been.
Hmm.
So they don't wind up being in in the same situation that they are now, just with them expending all of the money as opposed to taking a deal from Disney, cut of their change. So, but yeah, I've got an article, Super Sunday. Um, it's rosalescomics.com/Sunday, and you can go take a look at the article there to see what's happening. Uh oh, computer's running a little bit slow. Boom, that's what I was going to do right there. So we know that the Spider-Man Noir is actually the first that's going to come of this because it's in I think they've locked in Nicolas Cage and I think they got a writer. So Spider-Man Noir is going to show up first and he'll do his thing. So what do you think?
Yeah, probably. I guess. Yeah, I don't know what they'll exactly do for it. I guess it depends who's writing it. I mean, there's many ways I could see them going with the story in both good and bad ways. I just hope they kind of maybe they could take like a kind of Sin City route with it. We'll see.
Yeah. Um, Sin City route? You mean do it kind of cartoony?
Well, and sort of, and kind of like in like the art style and story a bit, and with the characters. Like I'd say also maybe a better example as well, like Max Payne ish. Just it's just an idea though, or I'm sure they won't do that at all, obviously, and with it.
I always thought Frank Miller was a bad influence on Rodriguez. So it's just, yeah, he really was a bad influence on it. Did you see his version of RoboCop?
uh, I don't think I did. Yeah, I heard it was not good.
Yeah, it was not good. They took he had written in like just a ton of characters, and the villain doctors. There were at least three doctors and an executive that they combined into the one Doctor Fax to pull everything together. And I always thought that was a stupid name, Doctor Fax. Uh, but yeah, they tried to rein him in, and he was still doing the things that he does that makes things rather less palatable because they're a little more savory, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You can see it sticks out like a sore thumb in 300. Um, and he just enabled Snyder.
He
You
did.
know, the
Uh,
way they, you got to give it to Snyder though for at least aging up the Oracle.
yeah, I
And,
guess.
yeah, I'm just, he's got a pattern. That's all I'm saying. Um, yeah, can you hear music? My
Um,
music's not working for me. Can
I
you?
mean, I don't know how loud it's supposed to be. Beats kind of like
Hmm.
slightly.
Let me try a different song. See if that helps out. Yeah, that's working now. So, um, but yeah, what do you expect out there in the chat? What do you expect from Sony's move to stop doing the villain movies and move straight into making Spider-Man films, various Spider-Man films at that? So it's almost guaranteed that you're going to have multiple Spider-Mans out there. So let us know what you think. Well, that song's just weird. Yeah, that's better, I guess. Man, we are tearing through these topics. What was the name of that one trailer? Oni sequel?
Uh, yeah, I keep forgetting like yeah the Onimusha, and then unless you mean the one later on that.
I think it was Onimusha that said sequel underneath it, not the sequel or a sequel.
Yeah, it's Onimusha and Okami. It's those two. Yeah, the Okami was the one where it just said sequel.
Oh, I see. Okay, I was, but you were excited. You guys were excited about the Onimushi
Yeah,
for
well,
sure.
yeah, excited about a lot of things, but yeah, that one was just like a huge shock. Though, yeah, it's one of those that has been sort of like Bully 2, and before Beyond Good and Evil 2 was announced again, or re-announced that, which still don't know. I guess about what's going on with that right now again, but it's kind of like that though, where people always hear rumors about it every year and about possibly being a thing, but it never really comes true. Same thing with Turok and others, and Onimusha as well. But yeah, that Okami though has been like the number one game like that though. It's again it came out in 2006, and that was kind of like the same era um, as games like let me actually pull up the games list, but 4 came out. Oh yeah, it's when Bully came out. It's when Zelda, Twilight Princess, New Super Mario Bros. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII, the original, the first Dead Rising, Tomb Raiders Legend, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, Wii Sports, Gears of War 1, I believe. It came out in like that kind of era of games that year. Oh, and Saints Row as well. And I don't know if it did at every Game Awards show, but I believe at most of them it won Game of the Year. Big shock, but yeah, it was super well received, considered like a masterpiece and a classic to people. But despite that and all of its praise, it has for some reason struggled over the last like almost 20 years so of actually like finding a proper fan base and enough fans and gaining enough sales despite all that, and despite how well received it is and how it's considered. So a sequel has always been just out there, but nobody would actually ever thought it would really kind of happen for a while. And now, like 18 years later, I guess, finally announced. So, yeah, it's pretty insane. Just for that reason, like, I don't know if it was the. I mean, it might have been like the longest drought with like a sequel announcement with like a classic game like that. I don't know. I would have to check. I mean, Half-Life might break it though, so we'll see.
Well, I find it really, really interesting how excited you guys got for those returning games that are over, close to a decade old, from one to another, because it seems like like Y2K and others are trying to find these evergreen games that you can produce every single year by just doing tweaks, and you've got the subscription models with Fortnite and other games like that. So everybody's looking for the next turnaround. It's the same in movies too, and everybody wants to know when the next and you're gonna love this Super Mario Brothers movie is, when it's going to come out, and when they're going to do a Zelda movie, and this and that. And Paramount was just as excited, like the video game companies were, about creating the NCU, the Nintendo Cinematic Universe. And I think they were trying to lead up to a Super Smash Brothers crossover movie, like that would be their Avengers. But they're kind of taking the thought process like these other two game companies are, and it's like, we'll get to it when we're ready. We'll do the project when it's ready, and if we see a script that's right, then we'll talk about that. So, and it doesn't help that when they were being pitched a Zelda movie, an animated Zelda movie by Paramount, they were talking to Sony about a live action, which they have announced in 20 whenever. So after 2029, it could be, So, but I think that's a smart move, because when we finally got the Mario movie, regardless of the quality of it, from a business standpoint, they did numbers. They really, really put a dent in it. And I think that's the smarter move than churning them out every 2 years. So,
Yeah.
anyway, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying I would say so. I would agree. Yeah.
It's just something I think it's the two mindsets, from the Japanese mindset. You've got work on it till it's done, release it when it's ready, and don't rush anything out that's not quality. At least that's the appearance of it when it comes to games, video games, or certain games, some companies, I guess. Whereas Hollywood wants to make 2 movies at a time and then release them within months, like Wicked and Wicked 2, and try to get as much money off of the hype before it dies down, not knowing that extending the time between will actually rear up, it'll bring the hype back up and probably bring in more funds. So,
yeah.
Anyway, that's just my idea on that. Did you want to go over the results of the predictions for the games awards?
Sure. I've actually in the middle of doing it. It's well, I'm sort of am part of it. Results, I guess. But yeah. I was gonna show it on the just a stream, but for some reason working properly and I couldn't. But yeah, just going through the results, I guess. Go through all the submitted from like everybody around the communities, but I'm just buddy on the stream that we mainly know of. So starting from the bottom, Arkham got Rosales, got 6. Monty Topic got 7. Michael got 7 as well. Bob got 9. A Lantern, who was supposed to be there with emergency, came up. He got 10. Same thing with K-Dots. He got 10 as well. I believe he got 11. Champ got 11. 13. Got 16. RJ got 17, and then this is gonna be rigged. Now I guess I got 24. Wow.
Yeah, but the ones who got the most correct probably played the most games out of everybody else who voted. So y'all were more familiar with the product.
But I'm also very knowledgeable old moronic voters at the Game Awards and for. So yeah. Knowing the 24 to 25, because when I was doing the spreadsheet and I wrote them all down, there was one of my direction to decide which one I would do yet. It was between Metaphor, which was the one I was hoping, or Wukong, and I was gonna just change it to one of those, solidify it before the show too. So
it didn't count, or your number would have been higher.
Just leave it at 24. Yeah, 25. I'll probably just leave. So, but yeah.
For those who missed the stream last night, Best Action Adventure was won by Astrobot. And how many people got this right? On just out of curiosity, did anybody get this right? Game of the Year, Astrobot.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I can go. Like, I'll post the spreadsheet results on Twitter later, and I guess I'll screen share.
Yeah.
That in a bit, but for now, like, Game of the Year with Astrobot. 1,
Yeah,
2, 3,
did
4.
anybody guess that?
Yes, 5 people got it right. It was just from the people who got it right. It was me, Champ, and Lantern, and then 2 other people. And then for game direction, which
you
was
guessed Astrobot for Game of the Year? Really?
Yes. Unfortunately, big year and a complicated year, and Astrobot was the most safe choice and the most universally enjoyed and highest rated. One of the highest rated games of the year, like the first or second. So unfortunately, and even though I don't think it deserved it whatsoever, and I don't understand why people think this is like some masterpiece, just because Sony was able to do a Nintendo game, I knew they would pick it. Same thing for game direction, which me, Champ, Chaz, and Lantern and K-Dots also got right. Nobody else did. For narrative, yeah, there's only like 3 or 4 people that got that right. Yeah, it was, again, Lantern, Joker, and I. Art direction was only Joker, Parker, and RJ that got it right, and me, but I won't count the vote. I'll just say I voted for Wukong. I won't cheat. God. But with score and music, yeah, a lot of people got that right. Same thing with others, yeah. Performance, yeah, most people thought Brianna White would win, so yeah, a lot of people did get that wrong. With innovation and accessibility, that was probably the second lowest turnout of winners. Only 2 people got that right, which was me and RJ. And then games for impact was the lowest. Only 1 person got that right, which was Hot Grape. And yeah, best song going, only like 4 people got it right as well. see, were you one of them? No, you weren't. Okay. Well, let's see if you got any big ones like correct that other people didn't. No, I don't think so. Unfortunately. Okay. Well.
No, did not get the big ones. That's fine. That's fine. I don't need to get the big ones. I'm just glad I didn't lose any money on it.
I don't like betting, but the rare times when, especially when it comes to horse racing, I usually just put money on like the lowest odd horse and like the Kentucky, and it somehow always wins. It's really funny. But
It's
yeah,
just no, but it was a long and arduous show. So if you're into esports, the best esports game was League of Legends. The expected, I think I got this one. Esports athlete was Faker,
hmm
and definitely did not get the best esports team because I don't follow it like I should. I'm only rudimentary. Um,
yeah.
not even. Uh, rudimentary is a bad word for that. Let's see what we got here. Okay, yeah. So there we go. I guess that's that.
I guess so.
So I see we went through what's happening at the movie theater. We talked a little bit about Luigi and how crazy it is that people are just fangirling over him.
Oh yeah, I can't believe there are people actually serious. I mean, I love just shit posting about it, and I'm like,
Yeah,
wait, all of you are actually serious. I mean, I don't like United Healthcare. Those people much. Sure. They've
yeah,
done,
yeah.
but like, still, okay, whatever.
Well, there
Jesus.
are there's lots of reasons why the healthcare system is the way that it is. Part of it is the insurance companies, and part of it is unscrupulous behavior. Um, but that is the part of every single one of their business models is to uh, deny first. Um, so it's always good to have legal counsel whenever you have something desperate that you need done. Um, but there are lots and lots of people that are taking advantage of the healthcare system and defrauding them, including doctors. Doctors are defrauding the system too, as well as the government. The government steps in and gets involved and um, makes things a lot harder or easier, depending on if you're um, a pharmaceutical company bribing your way into getting everybody your medications or whatnot. So the whole thing is just it's broken from the inside out all the way through, and everybody is trying to do what's best for themselves, whether it's legal or not. So, and when you get caught, like something happens and you wind up having to go and handle everything on your own, and you've actually need specialists, you need extended care, you need rehabilitation. Um, it's a lot harder for the person really dealing with the situation because of everybody else.
Mhm. Yeah, so sorry that I'm much the same response, but yeah, I just agree.
I should be saying something more controversial, I guess. Healthcare bad. Um, One of the things that they were saying on the Thinkers on Thursday was that somebody came up, and it was a financial advisor that said, "Don't pay the bills; they'll eventually write it off." And it made me think that well, they may write it off, or they'll do like everything else and just account for shortage and extend everybody else's bills to pay for it.
Mhm.
That's kind of what the government subsidy is. If the government is taking care of somebody's health care, guess what? That's coming from taxes. And that means that somebody who's paying actual taxes is paying for somebody else's government provided health care. So somebody's going to pay for it. And, if the government doesn't want to pay as much, they're going to change the rules. And so everybody else will wind up paying more to subsidize what the government has to put in. So it's just a bad idea to, and it doesn't make it right for them to do it, and it doesn't mean that it's you should be the only one doing the right thing either. Everybody should be doing the right thing.
And the right
Um,
thing is to kill CEOs, right?
nope.
In Minecraft.
No, 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 no. That's not the right thing. Because you don't know if you're angry at an institution, choosing a random individual to be the face of that institution, or somebody who just volunteered to be the face of the institution because they took a promotion, um, should not be accountable for what's happening down the line. If you know anything about fast food, then you know that the manager really doesn't know what's going on. It's the assistant manager that knows what's going on, and definitely it's not the owners that know what's happening in their restaurant. So, no, you're not cutting off the head of the snake. You're just murdering somebody. But that's my take. So, um,
Yeah. Post the result on Twitter, I guess. Gee, suppose if you're showing it, but on the tweet. But there was, remember seeing on Twitter mention, because I found it funny. End of the show, there was like this weird Apple like cat game that they showed. If you remember that, it's like a really weird.
yeah,
And yeah, people they looked into it and they believe like it was an AI created video game, and the behind it is to like NFTs and crypto.
oh, jeez.
And let's screen funny as well. My bad. Sorry.
No, it's okay. No, no.
But yeah, I was just gonna show this.
What's that? Who's behind it? Jake Paul?
I mean, wouldn't surprise me if only. That actually might make it better. At least it would make sense. Jesus. Okay, where is this? Is we at? God, I have like a million tabs open, so it's hard to find this when I'm trying to screen share it. Let's see. I mean, actually, hold on. This will be easier. Actually, I'll just here. I retweeted it on my Twitter account. You can find it. It should be one of the first ones. It's you'll see it with it's just called Catley in the image. Yeah, just this is the Steam description for it.
Okay, I'm refreshing to make sure that I get the latest from Cole Turner. Oh, jeez, this is taking forever. Slow computer. Just someone write DNA as D and A. God save us. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Yeah, this whole game is just like AI generated. seems, and it seems like the description, they didn't try on it either. It seems like the description for this game is also AI generated.
It's ridiculous. Oh, here we go. Let me see here. A cat open world with beautiful cats. Hyperrealism. Action. Cuddle. Speed. Islands. Fashion. Dreams. Snow. Robots. Plants. All with and via cats. Definitely not their first language is English.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super authentic is the they are not.
Yeah,
They're not
and if you
super
click on
authentic.
the original Game Awards tweet for it below there, the replies are just... God.
Get in here with this.
They're all just talking about it, and it's just really funny.
It does look like a cat fever dream.
That's all just AI.
So it's not actual gameplay?
God. Oh, I suppose. I guess if you're signed out of Twitter, then you can't look at the replies, right? Right.
Oh, yeah, there it is. You're right.
Oh well. But yeah, just wanted to mention that because that was just been like the game people are talking about its existence being so weird, and just it'll comes off as, especially if who's behind it. Yeah, I guess we can go back to I suppose that other tweet, I guess, if you want to go over that, Tim. But yeah, if you just want to see, I guess, the different results from everyone.
See, will it let me? I was mesmerized by them cats. See, so there's. Oh, that's usually my line at this time. Yeah. I don't know. So yeah. Game of the year. This is what everybody said.
Yeah.
And the green is correct, right?
Yes. What I'm most surprised about is the number of people that got the fighting game one wrong. I'm surprised all of you didn't think Tekken 8 would win. It's kind of interesting. It seemed pretty obvious.
Where's that at? Is that the next one? Or?
Yeah, there's the first two images are the first 11 people, and then the other two is the other 11 people, because yeah, there were 22, so couldn't fit it all in one image. So
I agreed, I guess, with K-Dot, I think. Yeah, Dragon Ball is what I thought it was going to be. That's what my son plays. So I just assumed that's what it would be. I didn't think a sequel like Tekken 8 would be where it was. But there you go. Again, I didn't play it, so
yeah,
what do
well,
I know?
Tekken is like one of the. It's on the same level as like a fighting game franchise as like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. So, you know, when it gets a sequel, and as long as it's well received, which was, and you know, there's no other big competition, it's going to win. You know, like the new Dragon Ball game was well received too; it was beloved. But yeah, I mean, because of that though, there was no way it was going to lose.
But Arkham chose Marvel versus Capcom. Okay.
Oh yeah, so did multi. Interesting, to say the least. Like Paul
The
thought.
multiverses? Didn't they shut that down? Didn't they shut that down, Bob?
No, I don't think they shut it down. I think they released it fully. It was in beta.
That's, I guess,
Very
Bob's
interesting.
favorite is Ultimate Shaggy or Ultimate Instinct Shaggy.
Yeah,
I mean, I know enough to talk trash, I guess.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
There
I'm
you
not
have
too
it.
surprised, I guess, by how many people got a lot of these wrong, especially because I'm sure many of the people who predicted they probably didn't play Final Fantasy or Elden Ring, so they didn't know about its reception and everything.
So, out of all the games that were announced, what is your most anticipated?
Oh, I don't them announced. I don't remember all them off the top of my head. Look at it again and think, but there's definitely a handful though that I'm looking forward to at least, hearing more about and seeing, checking out there. Definitely being Turok, The Witcher. That I guess it's not confirmed to be Shadow of the Colossus 2, but it seems to be kind of like they were using the same music. It at least a spiritual success, I think. Uh, but
Yeah.
yeah, then the Elden Ring game, yeah, sure, that's cool. As well, yeah. Guess we can keep scrolling down.
The Outer Worlds.
Uh,
That's the one I got to look up. The Outer Worlds.
yeah, yeah, that one where I keep forgetting. Yeah, hopefully there's more hype for it. The sooner it's closer to its release date, though, because the first game was great. They usually make great games, and yeah, Onimusha. Sure, Intergalactic is getting me on, and the dislikes are pretty insane. Because that trailer did not look good. Yeah, Turok is just surprised they finally
Yeah, I
made it.
didn't even expect that. And again, going back to the more than 10 years, when you have something coming back and you do a good job at it, people are going to be excited about that. Split Fiction, I told my wife about that one. I think she and my son will do great on that one.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's
Um,
definitely excited for that. It doesn't look as good to me as like when I saw It Takes Two's trailer, but I'm still gonna give it a chance. I hope it's great, because the It Takes Two was favorite game when it came out in like 2022 or 2021. So yeah, and there's
I
Catley,
think,
yay,
yeah, the game most likely to be spyware.
yeah. I can't believe this made it into the show, but I mean, I guess when you're a crypto bro, you have that money to spend, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's not real money; it's crypto money.
Of
Um,
course,
Okami 2 sequel.
at Crimson Desert, I also keep forgetting is coming out, and it's a game that, yeah, it's taken many things from many other games, and it looks intriguing and enjoyable, but it's one of those games where I just don't think will be like how it's being advertised at all once it releases, and the frame rate also looks like it's going to suck. And Dispatch is interesting, and just because of the voice cast and everything, Slate of Spiral.
I think Dispatch. It was weird for me because that's technically a Netflix game, is what it is, and
I mean, yeah, they've been making games, Netflix lately. Yeah, I
yeah,
understand it. If you're having a streaming service and people just play it out of convenience, and you get money from that, just like when they release the GTA's on there. So, yeah, no, I'm also kind of hate it at the same time though, because I don't know if this one will be and some of their other ones, but Usually, when Netflix makes a game, no, it's just exclusive to Netflix, which I hate. Though that's one thing I hate about it, especially when
Yeah,
they
but
made
it's
a Valiant Hearts sequel. Valiant Hearts was like one of my favorite indie games that came out like 10 years ago. People were waiting for a sequel, and then Netflix just like made it and then exclusive to their platform, and it was very small and just disappointment. So yeah,
I kind of think this is more like the what is that? Puss in Boots, and it's not going to be as much a game as it is, a choose your own fate video. So it
oh
reminds
yeah,
me a lot of the DVD games that
yeah, it's
people
kind
used
of
to
like a
play.
Telltale game,
Yeah,
kind of like
or
that.
what they call it, these time events.
Yeah, and the art style of it, yeah, it kind of reminds me a bit of like I guess Hi-Fi Rush and a bit of Invincible, I guess.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how that works out, because I expect to see a lot more of that going on, especially in the guys who do the Tubi stuff when they finally realize that they can do this on Tubi because remote controls work the same no matter what streaming
Yeah.
service it is. You might see some of these Tubi originals where the choice is beat your wife or don't.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah. Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, choose your own adventure game like that, and playing as certain actors, like hey, call the one of the DC bosses falsely racist or not.
hmm
Hmm.
and good on Pal World for continuing and doing the DLC for the Pal World. It's kind of like an expansion of what's going on. It looks like they're changing up a little bit of how they do it so that they don't um, wind up doing the thing that the patents. So it looks like they're gonna update it and avoid the patents while they're at it.
Yeah, and Killing Floor 3 is and that's a game series that has gone under the radar. It isn't the best, but they're fairly enjoyable games to previous two. So unfortunately, I think this one's gonna bomb. I just with how the advertisement has been, but you know,
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to trust you because considering you won the awards prediction ceremony thing, so you know what you're talking about there with that. The Last of Us re-release part 2 for PC.
oh
Um,
boy, yay, another
they'll buy it. They'll buy it again. They'll buy it again. So
of course, those suckers. Yeah, Dying Light. Yes, sure. Why not? Rematch. Yeah, that's the Sifu soccer game. That very interesting. I guess it's like some Shaolin soccer type thing.
hmm and don't forget Sonic in drag racing.
God,
He can
be.
run faster than cars. Why put him in a car? Uh, it does
I
not make
guess
any sense.
man, maybe when he gets older, his legs kind of break down.
Yeah. Oh, it's this. I don't get it. Shadow Labyrinth. Um,
Yeah, I haven't seen that episode. It's based on episode, so to be fair, so I don't know if people are actually excited.
episode of what?
Well, it was like animated episodes they do based on the games that they've done, like with Concord and other things.
Uh huh.
They made one for Pac-Man, and this is what it's based on. The game.
So I guess if I can look up Pac-Man and say Shadow Labyrinth, it might pop up.
Yeah, let me. I forgot what the show's called. It's called
Pac-Man Adventures.
no. Yeah, it's called Secret Level. You can look it up, and
Oh, okay. So it's
it's a
something
TV
different.
show. So yeah, they've took like searching video game IP, and they made episodes and things for each one, and it was quite an interesting choice of games they chose for it, to say the least. We're like, okay, very weird, especially options that they were given with certain video games they could have made episodes out of that they then declined for others, like Concord, and shut down like 2 weeks later. Hilarious, and then this came out 3 months later. So, but yeah, I forgot like all the games that it based on. Let me actually see if let me see. Okay, so there's okay, yeah. So this says all of them that they're based on. Okay, so it's for the brands, it's Armored Core, Crossfire, which is like a Korean rip Counter Strike, which they tried to bring to the U.S. with a whole new game and it failed. New World, Ottoman, Pac-Man, Sifu, Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. That was part 1, I guess. Exodus, Honor of Kings, Mega Man, PlayStation, Splunky, and The Outer Worlds 2. So, okay.
And they blended these games into a kind of like a narrative.
Yeah, it's each episode's different. It's one of those, and they're though like people. So yeah, it's like they turned Pat into like really weird, and yeah, that's what that game is kind of based off of. Just that episode, I suppose, from what they said. I don't know because I haven't watched it, but yeah, I'm just gonna go with what they said, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's well maybe I'll have to watch that now. So see how that turns out. But man, there was a lot of trailers that they had there,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think I don't have enough money to pay $50 a game for all of these. So if any developer out there wants to send me one, you can, and then I'll review it, and if I get to keep it, I'll give it a positive. There you go. Is that how that works? They give me swag, and
Yeah,
then I give it a glowing review.
yeah,
5 stars out of
yeah.
100.
You know, the voice cast
5
for
out of
that
100.
show is also pretty interesting. They got like Keanu Reeves, Kevin Hart, Heaven
Ooh.
Hart, Arnold. They got Arnold and his son Patrick. Yeah, many
Arnold.
others.
We got Arnold.
Yeah,
They acknowledge my son, even though I didn't for the first 15 years.
yeah.
That's
And this
awesome.
was this was created by Tim Miller. Yeah, okay. That says a lot.
Who's Tim Miller?
Oh, he I don't know if he's done much. Okay, I believe he directed let me actually double check real quick. Directed the first Deadpool film, and he also directed Terminator Dark Fate, and he did some Love, Death, and Robots episodes, and then he also executive produced the Sonic films and the Borderlands film.
Okay, so he's got an interest.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's awesome. Well, and they took this and turned it into a game. That's so awesome that they did that. Um,
uh,
and I'm sure the
yeah,
licenses for the two IPs wasn't any worse than this, or maybe they got it in the first go round. Hey, we're gonna make movies out. We're gonna make these shorts, and if any one of them hits, we'll turn it into a game.
yeah. Except they did it before. Guess they were just like, oh, wow, this is really trippy and out there. Has nothing to do with Pac-Man, really. It's sort of like one of those. It's like something somebody on YouTube would make as like a dark parody that then goes viral. Let's take a chance on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks good, I guess. Whether you like the episode or not, I guess this game looks fairly good, kind of Hollow Knight-ish.
hmm What do they call those? Metroidvania like? Is that
Yeah,
the
Castlevania-ish, like that. There's been a bunch of them, yeah.
so silly, so silly. So yeah. Well, there we go. I think we've covered everything that I've wanted to talk about this week. How about you? You got anything you wanted to bring up? Let the
Uh,
folks know about your channel, maybe
no, nothing else.
get a third subscriber.
Yeah, I have a whole 5 subscribers. Thank you
I know
very
that was
much.
awesome. One of them's me. So yeah.
Again, I used to have like in the past, I had like a channel that had like 50K subs, and where I moderated for people, or I had like around 1,000 or 500, but I retired it and got rid of both of them for reasons. But yeah, so starting off now back to like 0 is a little weird, but
Well,
which
yeah.
is also why it's really funny though when there I've got there are certain people who've just gotten into with me, and they then say in response like talking about their YouTube success, and even though they've really accomplished nothing on YouTube, they get like 100 views per videos, and I'm just like, if only you knew my previous history and the people I've worked with. I worked with like many YouTubers with millions of subs. I'm friends with a handful of them, and that's nothing to brag about that at all. That's pathetic, and I'm sure everybody knows people like that, but still, it's just God. When people like do that shit, I'm just Jesus Christ.
I love
So
that.
you're gonna get nowhere.
Well, every now and then you have to experience what it's like to be MSK and just drop the ball and start from scratch. So, because it happens, that's the way life is. I'm trying to. There we go. That's
Yeah.
stupid computer. Look at that double logo. Next week we'll be back 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. So, and hopefully we'll have more to talk about. That's out there. But we do have some stuff happening on Sunday. So please join us on Super Sunday at 10 a.m. Central. And I really need to put the numbers on this so that I can tell people when to come. But yeah, any last words for everybody?
I love how you say that like there's a one other person here.
Oh, well, we got 9 viewers out there at least. So,
If only they were
we'll just,
commenting stream, but all good.
yeah, well, if they are on if they're on Twitter, it's not coming through for some reason. And I'm not sure what that is, why that is. Uh, but if they're on the Rumble, they're not commenting either. They don't comment there.
Mhm.
So, Yeah, kind of a silent crowd out there. But so since they're silent, we'll hit them with one of these as we head out.